Shadows stretching across the floor. The pulse is low and the kick is wide, sweeping us out with the evening tide. Every heartbeat finds a brand new space, lost in the lines of the sun-drenched face. The horizon belts in a velvet fold, turn the silver into burning gold, drifting through the heavy air with the salt mist in our head. Let the steady beat begin to climb. In this pocket of suspended time, nothing left to do but move deep inside the steady groove. Stars are waking in the violet sky, watching the white foam sliding by. The drums keep talking to the sand, pass the fire from hand to hand. The swell comes in with a muffled roar, leaving the noise upon the shore. We are the ghosts of the afternoon, dancing under a rising moon. Feet sink deep in the cooling grain, washing away the city stain. Golden hour stays a little more, shadows stretching across the floor. The pulse is low and the kick is right, sweeping us out with the evening tides. Every heartbeat finds a brand new space, lost in the lines of the sun-drenched face. The horizon melts in a velvet fold, turn the silver into burning gold, drifting through the heavy air with the salt mist in our head. Let the steady beat begin to climb. In this pocket of suspended time.
指尖划过那些粗劣的尼龙丝线，在下午3点的光影里慢慢搁浅，那种没有形状的共振，正在沉默的工厂里层层堆叠。我听见一种名为恒温的错觉，不需要任何跳跃的语言，就把特细频率交给这片宽广的旷野，像是在深水深下点燃火种，每一个起伏都带着松软的冲脸，不去追逐那些过于耀眼的锋芒，只在地平的脉搏里反复游荡，不需要给这个瞬间定义一个远方，所有流动的质感都已足够绵长。像是在深水之下点燃火种，每一个起伏都带着松软的重量，不去追逐那些过于耀眼的锋芒，只在地平的脉搏里反复游荡，不需要给这个瞬间定义一个远方，所有流动的质感都已足够绵长。某种被电信号包裹的柔软，正从每一个缝隙里缓慢地扩散，它不试图干扰你的判断，只是提供一段可以落脚的温暖。那些被精细打磨过的音色，在空气中画出一道无声的弧线，让钢管车迈进这一场永无止境的循环，像是在深水之下点燃火种，每一个起伏都带着 夏天燃火中，每一个起伏都带着松软的重量，多去追逐那些过于耀眼的锋芒，这在地平的脉搏里反复游荡，不需要比这个瞬间第一个远方，所有流动的尘埃都有一丝光绵长。
Gravity shifts beneath the silver wave. A steady pulse begins to recalibrate. Beyond the edge where ancient shadows lie, the velvet void is stretching out its tide. No breath is left within the thinning air. The cold vibrations find us everywhere. The distance calls and waves of violet light to pull the morning through the endless night. These hollow tones began to boom and fade. Within the grip, the silent hands are made. A rolling undercurrent starts to bend, where every lonely sequence finds a fin. The heavy grounding of the lowest dreams is catching fire on iridescent wings. We drift toward the center of the globe, where liquid constellations learn to float. Into the deep expanse we disappear, beyond the reach of every human fear. The orbit widens in a slow descent, through every spiral that the stars have lent. The fabric ripples in a tidal swell, more vast than any story left to tell. We are the motion in a dark machine, the ghost that haunts the spaces in between. Into the deep expanse we disappear, beyond the reach of every human fear. The orbit widens in a slow descent, through every spiral that the stars have lent. The fabric ripples in a tidal swell, more vast than any story left to tell. We are the motion in the dark machine, the ghost that haunts the spaces in between. The chords are climbing up a jagged stair, to leave the heavy burdens there we bear. A shifting spectrum in the quiet heart, unlocking doors we never saw before. The resonance is expanding through the bone, a language that the universe has known, no longer anchored to the dusty ground. We are the substance of the waking sound. This cycle turns until the path is clear. The humming of the firmament is near. The driving force within the calming state. Navigate the pressure and the weight. The texture thickens like a rising sea, in search of everything we used to be, until the final mold begins to climb across the frozen fractures of our time. Into the deep expanse we disappear, beyond the reach of every human fear. The orbit widens in a slow descent, through every spiral that the stars have lent. The fabric ripples in a tidal swirl, more fast than any story left to tell. We are the motion in the dark machine, the ghost that haunts the spaces in between. The tide recedes beneath the wooden piers, leaving diamonds on the dark volcanic sand. The
salt is drying on our sun-baked skin. The afternoon is folding like a map. We drift between the static and the calm, where the horizon meets the cooling deep. Liquid motion in the swaying palms. Gravity is pulling at the shore. The iron melody begins to climb, drowning out the world behind glass. Heavy resonance within the bone, floating on a slow and steady glide. Condensation beats upon a chill graph. The scent of citrus lingers in the air. We trade our words for silence in the heat, watching white caps dissolve into the blue. The anchor drops into the hidden reef, beneath the surface where the currents pull. Its subterranean drum begins to swell, a foundation made of heavy moving earth. The salt is drying on our sun-bleached skin. The afternoon is folding like a map. We drift between the static and the calm, where the horizon meets the cooling deep. Liquid motion moves swaying palms. Gravity is pulling at the shore. The iron melody begins to climb, drowning out the world behind glass. Heavy resonance within the bone, floating on a slow and steady glide. Liquid motion in the swaying palms. Gravity is pulling at the shore. The iron melody begins to climb, drowning out the world behind glass. Heavy resonance within the bone, floating on a slow and steady glide.
The gravity shifts beneath the silver weight. A steady pulse begins to recalibrate. Beyond the edge where ancient shadows lie, a velvet void is stretching out its tide. No breath is left within the thinning air. The cold vibrations find us everywhere. The distance calls in waves of violet light to pull the morning through the endless night. These hollow tones begin to bloom and fade within the breath that silent hands have made. A rolling undercurrent starts to bend, where every lonely sequence finds a friend. The heavy grounding of the lower strings is catching fire on iridescent wings. We drift toward the center of the globe, where liquid constellations learn to flow. Into the deep expanse we disappear, beyond the reach of every human fear. The orbit widens in a slow descent, through every spiral that the stars have blend. The fabric ripples in a tidal swell, more vast than any story left to tell. We are the motion in the dark machine, the ghost that haunts the spaces in between. Into the deep expanse we disappear, beyond the reach of every human fear. This orbit widens in a slow descent, through every spiral that the stars have lit. The fabric Chords are climbing up a jagged stair to leave the heavy burdens that we bear. A shifting spectrum in the quiet core, unlocking doors we never saw before. The resonance expanding through the bone, a language that the universe has known, no longer anchored to the dusty ground. We are the substance of the waking sound. The cycle turns until the path is clear. The humming of the firmament is near, the driving force within the calmest state, to navigate the pressure in the wave. The texture thickens like a rising sea, in search of everything we used to be, until the final note begins to climb across the frozen fractures of our time, into the deep expanse we disappear, beyond the reach of every puny fear. The orbit widens and a slow descent, the river spiral that the stars have met. The fabric ripples in a tidal swell, more vast than any story left to tell. We are the motion in the dark machine, that ghost that haunts the spaces in between.
Drift along the edges of the light. Is it deep and slowly being washed and swept away. We keep the tempo tucked beneath our feet until the transformation is complete.
触碰冰冷的天空镜前，那些被掩饰的回声反复折叠，重叠成一片深邃的寂寞，像在雾中里的残片里独自出戏，摇琴里掺杂着老式电子的焦灼，我们正缓慢滑向光年的深处，不留痕迹也不带走任何尘埃，模拟信号的低音在脉搏里起波，那是一种类似拥抱的错觉，恒星在失望梦边缘微微震颤，像是一些被打散的萤火，进出外壳隔绝了基地的严寒，只是柔和的光晕包裹着感官，谁在调音台上推高了孤独，让所有的虚无都变得触手可及，漫入这片永远的潮汐，心曲大声蓝色在变成你，每一声震动都只像未知的终点，已经在这一刻失去了坐标，我们在真空里寻找归属的逻辑，让灵魂在虚幻着波段里游离，让灵魂在虚幻的波段里游离，漫入这片永远的潮汐，心曲在深蓝色在变成你，每一声震动都只像未知的终点，时间在这一刻失去了坐标，我们在真空里寻找归属的逻辑，手上触感如此厚实而又轻盈，像云层包裹住最古老的梦境，没有语言能够跨越潮到裂缝，只有偏偏代替我们获得问候，花语交织成细碎的颗粒，落在大些被遗忘的角落里，搭起了街灯比心跳更隐秘，潜伏着游动的传奇森林，每一次步程都是一次告别，告别那些沉重而琐碎的记忆，空间在眼前无限度地扩张开去，直到我们都化作虚无的粒子，在这一场没有尽头的派对里，陷入最温柔的那一抹幽蓝，延迟的听逐渐摸索了边界，分不清是完全还是真实的投影，疲惫的能留下虚在脊椎爬行，安抚着所有无助安发的情绪，窗外的银河这进行一场间隙，我们只是漫不经心的过客，在深夜的酒杯里寻找引力，直到彻底融入这片宁静，那周的天永远水下被潮汐，心曲面向蓝色的变成你，每一声变动都震动为其终点，时针大概一刻稀去了坐标，我们在真空里寻找归属的逻辑，踏入这片永远水下的潮汐，心曲面向蓝色的变成你，每一声变动都只想为其终点，时间在这一刻失去了坐标，我们在真空里寻找归属的逻辑，让灵魂在循环的波段里游离，漫入这片永远水上的潮汐。
信号在晚风里彻底失焦，我们在地平的深海里不断沉默，那些机械的脉冲纯洁勾着寂寞，夜色像一袭浓稠的墨水，又开了城市最隐秘的轮廓。 orbit pulls a heavy line across the dark. A steady pulse ignites the silence of the arc. We drift beyond the steady curve, the tire ground, where gravity is lost and never to be found. A wave of velvet light begins to overflow. The hollow spaces where the ancient embers glow. The gears of heaven move in patterns deep and wide. We ride the tide with nowhere left to hide. This current takes the weight of everything we know. A rush of indigo and shades of crystal blue. The heartbeat of the void is calling out the pace. We vanish in the falls of infinite embrace. A frequency is shifting through the core. A story written but remains untold. The pressure builds within a silver haze. A diamond path through this eternal maze. The hum of distant systems vibrates in the bone. A kingdom made of glass and stardust on a throne. We leave the echoes of the heavy earth behind. To see the colors only drifting souls can find. The spiral turns until the vision clears. Away from all the shadows and the fears. The resonance begins to flood the frame. A flickering of life without a name. This current paves the way of everything we knew. A rush of indigo and shades of crystal blue. The heartbeat of the void is calling out the pace. We vanish in the falls of infinite embrace.
The gravity has lost its hold again, suspended in a sea of violet haze, floating where the silence starts to bend. Beyond your reach of counting out the days, a velvet oscillation in the air. The low frequency hums inside the bone. I find the hidden meaning waiting there, within the frequency I call my own. Drifting through the wide and open dark. The pulse is steady like a distant sun. A steady glow ignited by a spark. Before the heavy daylight has begun. Weightless in the motion of the deep. A steady tide is pulling at the shore. A promise that the galaxy will keep until the shadows don't exist no more. Patterns moving soft across the glass. The metal and the starlight start to blur. I watch the frozen constellations pass, to be exactly where the giants were. The metallic snap of time begins to fade. lost within the wash of warm design. Every single debt has been repaid across the border of the silver line. Drifting through the wide and open dark, the pulse is steady like a distant sun, a steady glow ignited by a spark before the heavy daylight has begun. Weightless in the motion of the deep, steady tides pulling at the shore. Promise that the galaxy will keep till the shadows don't exist no more. Drifting through the wide and open dark, the pulse is steady like a distant sun, a steady glow ignited by a spark before the heavy daylight has begun. The shadows stretch across the golden paving stones. The clock is ticking in the language of its own. I watch the dust motes dancing in a heavy beam, caught inside the amber of a waking dream. The air is thick with honey and the scent of salt. Time is grinding to a shimmer in the hall. The floorboards hum beneath my wandering feet. I feel the pulse of everything becoming sweet. The weight of sunlight pressing on my skin. This is where the quiet tide comes rolling in. Slow down the motion of the afternoon. We're swaying to a wooden hollow tune. Deep water moving in a silent space. The warmth of sun written on your face. Dive through the layers of the fading blue. There is no gravity for me and you.
A rhythmic heartbeat from a distant shore. I couldn't ask for any second more. The ceiling fan is spinning like a lazy bird, speaking every promise that we never heard. Let the foundation tremble with low vibration. A sanctuary built on non-procrastination. The floorboards hum beneath my wandering feet. I feel the pulse of everything becoming sweet. The weight of sunlight pressing on my skin. This is where the quiet tide comes rolling in. Slow down the motion of the afternoon. We're swaying to a wooden hustle tune. Deep water moving in a silent space. The warmth of summer written on your face. Dive through the layers of the fighting blue. There is no gravity for me and you. Slow down the motion of the afternoon. We're swaying to the wooden hollow tune. Deep water moving in a silent space. The warmth of summer written on your face. Dive through the layers of the fading blue. There is no gravity for me and you.
The gravity dissolves into a liquid spin. Static patterns fade beneath the velvet skin. The silence breathes a hollow, heavy bass, drifting further through this boundless space. No map to trace the orbit where we start, just the beating of a synthesized heart. Prisms fracture in the dark of night, tracing trails of cold and silver light. Dense vibrations pulse against the bone, singing secrets to the great unknown. The engine hums a low and steady prayer, suspended in the thin and frozen air. Beyond the edge where burning suns collide, we sink into the deep and rising tide, floating through the vast and starless white, with nowhere left for fleeting souls to hide. The sonic waves are washing over me, lost within a grand celestial sea. Weightless motion in a sea of gold, ancient stories that the stars have told. The tronic spirits start to wake in the shimmering path that we make. The pressure drops into a holy calm, as if the galaxy were in my palm. The violet dust begins to swirl and fold, turning embers into liquid gold. We are ghosts inside the grand design, tangled in a long and glowing line. There is no clock to measure how we feel in a world that never was quite real. The frequencies are climbing to the peak, finding all the words we cannot speak, a resonating wide magnetic flow, guiding us to places we don't know. Beyond the edge where burning suns collide, we sink into the deep and rising tide, floating through the vast and starless white, with nowhere left for fleeting souls to hide. The sonic waves are washing over me, lost within a grand celestial sea. The sonic waves are washing over me, lost within a grand celestial sea.